Bonsoir tout le monde. J'aimerais juste
Good
mentionner que
evening,
la
everybody.
prochaine
I'd just like
exposition
to
sur
mention
Jim
that
Sackler,
our
PDA,
architect,
bien sûr,
PDA,
donc,
was not able to come tonight,
remercier
so
Jim
I would like
Swords
to
qui va faire la
thank Jim
présentation
Soares,
à
who
sa
is going to
place.
be making the presentation on his behalf.
Yes. I'm Jim Swords with Populous. I'm from Boston, and I'll tell you a little bit later about Populous and what we do. But right now, I'd like to talk about the site. And one of the most important things that we always consider, and Jim Sackville worked with us a lot on and very diligently with, is how we fit this project, which is a very big project, into the fabric of downtown Moncton. That's very, very important. So. Let's talk first about sort of the overall project. This is obviously the downtown center here, right in the middle. This is the main street to orient you. This is the Crown Plaza Hotel right across the street. This is the old post office building. Railroad tracks right here, the Highfield Street extension. So basically the event center is right in the middle of this, and then there's two different development parcels on each side of it. This is development parcel A, which we'll show you a little bit about. This is development parcel B, which is another larger development parcel. And then we've got this public square, which is a very important part of this development. So here's if you're flying over from 10,000 feet, what you would see. Again, this is the arena. This is a downtown center. This is development parcel A, which could be shops and housing, mixed use. This is development parcel B, which could be an office. This is a larger scale. This is a smaller scale. And then this right here is the plaza. It consists of public space, which includes a ice arena, which artificial ice, so it's 110 by 100 feet. And then storm ponds, which are going to be, instead of being a liability, are going to be an asset. They're going to be ponds that are going to be nicely landscaped. The way the site works, this is going to be the main entrance along Main Street. This is what we call the back of the house, or the truck docks and things like that. Parking will be for events or for buses and things like that will be around the edges of it. So here's what it would look like if you're flying over, looking down Main Street. This is Main Street, and you're looking west. Post office building is here. This is the roof of the Crown Plaza. This is a future development, the parcel B development. This is the parcel A development. It could be the low scale development. This is the Civic Plaza out in front of the building. Oops. This is the main entrance to the building. Now, one thing that we did try to do is mitigate the scale of this building. As you can see, it's a big building. It has 9,000 seats in it. It's about 85 feet tall. It's going to be a big league building. We'll talk a little bit about that. It'll do everything that you would expect a building in Toronto or Vancouver or whatever it would do. Anyway, so it has a large scale to it, but we want to break the scale down so it doesn't overwhelm the downtown. So on this side, we have sort of a larger scale that relates back to the larger scale development. We have this side, we have a more moderate 3- and 4-story scale, which relates back down to the storefronts along the main street. One thing we do is you'll see is we've enclosed this area to make it more attractive space. This is from street level, or almost street, a little bit higher than street level, looking right down to the west toward Main Street. Post office building, basically we're standing a little bit above the Crown Plaza. New development here, the Civic Plaza here, the main entrance here, the new parcel A development, the lower scale development along here. As you can see, it fits well within the downtown fabric, and that's what we were striving for. And this is at night. And these buildings are usually used, at night, so it's very important that it's also an exciting, safe, and a fun environment at night with the lighting. And it's a place you want to, when there's an event going on, it's going to be lit up, and it's going to be a place that's going to draw you to it. You're going to want to be part of it. This is a street view in the daytime, showing this kiosk here. We haven't really designed that. That's something we're going to ask for more public comment about. But the whole idea of this could support some of the activities that are going on in the Civic Plaza. You know, maybe it's where you rent skates and hockey equipment in the wintertime. You can rent basketballs and things like that in the summertime, chairs and things like that, storage, and it can be some concessions, it can be information. You know, that's one other thing we're going to ask for more input from the citizens about. Now, this is a view from above the plaza. Again, you can see the arenas here, downtown center's here, main entrance here. We are going to have the ability to go in and out of the building for special events. There's going to be washrooms and things like that they'll be able to use inside the building to support the special events out here. So this is in the summertime, or with potentially basketball courts or various public use type of items. And then this is looking from the south to the north towards the old post office building. These are the retention ponds for the parking lot. And you can see how they're with the trees and with the buildings around it. The old post office really makes it a civic plaza that's surrounded by other buildings and makes it part of the downtown fabric. Again, another shot looking towards the post office building, a little bit towards the east. And this is in the wintertime. And this is what we're really excited about, because this is a 365-day-a-year building. And with the ice sheet, it's permanent artificial ice that'll be run out of the building, out the compressors and the ice plant that's in the building. We'll have the ability to have hockey, figure skating, all kinds of winter sports out there. And that's pretty exciting, and you can see what an exciting space it's going to be in the wintertime. So possibly you can have hockey festivals and hockey tournaments and figure skating and all kinds of different ice events here. It's basically up to you, up to the citizens, what they want to do here. Rob, I'm going to give it to you to talk more about the exterior.
Thanks, Jim. The Moncton Event Center has been designed to be an iconic building for Moncton. It's contemporary in its design, but respects the scale and context of the neighborhood without overwhelming it. Essentially, we have a two-story building that's 8 stories high. Now, this works well at a distance and kind of what you want in a landmark building, but it can be overbearing to passerbys and people on the street. To address this, the building is pulled back from the street and the massing steps down towards Main Street and the plaza to create a more human-scaled building. We've broken up the facade in terms of form and used various material treatments in combination to create a more interesting and pedestrian-friendly building. This is done by making sure that ground-level activities are framed by combinations of masonry and tile cladding, as well as windows that permit views to within the building and from within the building to the street and activities outside. So the masonry here is a direct response or nod to the old post office, now Government of Canada building across the street, that both solidly grounds the new event center and plays off the material richness and heritage of this neighbor. The focus of this elevation, as Jim was mentioning before, is the main entrance, which is an impressive full-height glass atrium. Both the merchandise store and the box office are embedded within this atrium, and it gives you direct access to the sidewalk, further reinforcing the pedestrian experience of this building that you want in today's urban environments. The glazed entrance is framed with tile cladding and faces the corner of Main and Highfield Streets, thereby strengthening this soon-to-become crucial intersection and new hub of activity in downtown Moncton. Now, the development opportunity you see to the right, Parcel A that Jim was talking about, it's not part of this project. We envision as a 3 or 4 story commercial development with street-level shops or cafes to really activate the space and create a vibrant urban environment on the south side of Main, where the mass of the event center bowl tucks in behind and is set back at a view. Now, in this view from Highfield Street or the plaza, the elevation makes up an exciting public face of the building as it overlooks the plaza and has direct access onto it, as Jim was mentioning before. The main architectural feature here is masonry surrounding a large, expansive glass windows of the clubroom within the building that lets people see what's going on inside, and also lets people inside have a view to the activities and the goings-on in the plaza below, as well as a distant view of the downtown Moncton. So here in this view from the south, I guess from the train tracks or the Highfield extension, the same material treatments continue to wrap around with a durable masonry base, windows to the concourse level, carrying on this notion of seeing both inside and out, and the colorful upper bowl playing a more visually dominant role to Moncton's riverfront and river view beyond. So here on the most western part of the building, from the Von Harvey side, hidden behind the future developments of Parcel A and the existing Allstream building directly facing the property line, we really need durable materials here. So again, the masonry carries through along with some precast concrete panels, because this area of the building consists primarily of loading docks, stair towers, generator and transformer pads, really back of the house stuff, so you want that durability. And not to mention, I guess this is where the next time Whoopi Goldberg comes to town, this is where she'll be plugging in her bus. So we need that durability back there in case if Whoopi comes back. So from the outside of the design process, our team developed a 3D scale model of the downtown to help us investigate and understand the full context of the site, including key landmarks, street networks, and densities of downtown Moncton. So we basically used this as a tool to orient and integrate the new event center and outdoor plaza into the existing framework of downtown Moncton. So the animation presented here shows some key bird's eye and ground level perspectives of the entire project, including the other development parcels that Jim was talking about. And here we see that south side elevation and the importance of extending the Highfield around the site in terms of accessing and servicing both the building and the plaza. Wrapping around again, here's our journey down Main Street. We get a better sense of the scale that will be the new norm. Turning to see the plaza. And then looking back from the intersection of Main and Highfield at the main entry. On peut-tu jouer l'autre vidéo, s'il vous plaît? So this takes us across the street. It's a bit of a jaywalk across Main, I guess, but here we are weaving through the plaza, past the kiosks, and basically through people, all the activities and all the excitement that's happening outside, right up to the front doors. So I think as exciting and memorable as it'll be to attend an event here, and even getting there as you experience downtown Moncton on your way, interiors of buildings and the sequence of spaces within buildings are just as important when it comes to creating that experience. So to take us further on that journey inside the building, we'll welcome back Jim Swords.
Thanks, Rob. I'm going to go to the other side of the stage, so I won't turn my back on everyone. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Populous and who we are. We're part of the team, and this building was designed basically with Populous and Stantec. Now, Populous is a worldwide architectural design firm, and we only do public assembly facilities, convention centers, stadiums, arenas. You may know us. We designed Yankee Stadium. We designed Pittsburgh Penguins Arena, the Amway Center, the Wembley Stadium in London, where they played football yesterday, the Olympic Stadium in London. We do projects all over the world. It's very important that we team with local architects who bring the local flavor and help us with the really making this building your building. What we do is we bring what it takes to design an arena that can be used by any event, by anywhere in the world. And so this building will basically do anything that the Pittsburgh Penguins Arena will do, or any NHL or NBA building. It just seats 9,000 instead of 18,000. So I'm going to walk you through the overall floor plans, and they're kind of technical, but just going to give you an idea of just what it takes to design one of these buildings, and what are all the components to it. First of all, the main entrance we talked about. So this is Main Street, right along here to orient you. This is north. This is south. The Highfield Street comes through here like this. This is the plaza. So here's the hockey rink, most important part of the building. You will enter through here, and then you'll go up escalators to the concourse level. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But everything around on this level is sort of what supports the event. This is what we call the event level. So there's the loading docks that have 3 truck docks and the ability to drive a big truck up to the edge of the ice sheet. So basically what that'll do is that'll allow us to put just about any type of event that, that you can imagine in this building. There's areas for television trucks, for television production. What you see in the gray is sort of back of the house support area. What you see in the blue is the flex space, and part of that can be used for special events. It can be used when the building isn't being used, or it can be used to support special events that are going on in the building. The red is the stair towers. We've got lots of stairs. We've got lots of people in the building. The purple along here are the dressing rooms and the locker rooms for all the different, for the hockey and basketball teams. And then there's tournament locker rooms. And there are even some locker rooms that can be used out here and washrooms that can be used to support the events out on the event plaza. The yellow is kitchens. There's a lot of food service requirements. And then other yellow is mechanical spaces that's required for a big building like this. So this is the concourse level. So this is the level up. So basically when you come to the building, you enter here and you go up the stairs or escalators to the concourse level. And then the purple, blue, and the blue and purple all the way around are washrooms and concession stands. There's a large concession stand here, and there's wide concourses all the way around. There's a large club, an arena club that supports club seating. And one of the things that you're going to notice, and I'll show you a picture of in a minute, when you come to the top of the escalators, when you first enter the building, the first thing that you're going to see is the ice or the event down on the event floor. And that's going to be, and we've kept this side of the building open, so you always have contact and know where you are. We don't like buildings where you can wander around inside the building and not know where you are. So this will be a really user-friendly building. We've got openings into the event in different areas, so it's not a symmetrical building. This is the club level. So this is one up, and this is where the suites are. The design brief called for 15 suites. So we've got 13 suites that will be used, be leased out, and there's 2 suites, 2 large party suites that can be used on an event-by-event basis. And this area supports that. And then the suite level will overlook the club. So if you are a suite holder, you can use the facilities in the club. So that's what everybody's doing now in the NBA and NHL, and it's a very popular thing that we're bringing here. The next level up, above everything, is the press level. That's blue. That's here. So that's the press box and all the off-ice officials, television, broadcast in this blue area, and the support requires. And the light blue area is actually team offices and administrative offices. So those are the floor plans as we go up through the building. And so as you can see, it's a big building. So we're going to talk a little bit, walk you through. We're going to use your imagination again, and you don't really have to use it too hard because we're going to show you what it's like to come into the building. So as you enter the building, you'll enter this way. You'll take your tickets right here, and you'll go up the escalators. Now inside the building, you also have ticketing both outside and inside, and then you also have a team store right here in the middle. For concerts, you'll have the ability to go right into the stage where there's seating, or right into the seating bowl where there's floor seating right here. So we've accommodated that. Again, washrooms down here, and even some portable concession stands that will accommodate that. Then when you get to the top of the escalators, you disperse to your seats. Got a nice open area where you can kind of get oriented and see what's going on down on the ice or on the court. And so this is what it looks like when you get to the top of the concourse. And as you see, the concourses are nice and wide, large concession stands with a variety of food options. We go back again. This is the seating bowl. Ice is down here, the big scoreboard, the big roof. The suites are over here. Now worry about the color of the seats. We haven't picked the color of the seats. Again, that's something that we would invite more input on that. This is one of the suites. This is a smaller suite, but there's also a big party suite. This is a big party suite right next to it. Again, the colors are generic. We haven't picked them yet, but it's just to give you an idea what this would look like. And then this is the club, which the suites overlook this club. There'll be some club seats, about 800 club seats that this would support. So pre-game and between intermissions and during the event, you have access to this if you're a club seat holder or a premium seat holder. Now I'm going to run through some of the seating layouts for you, just to show you how they lay out for different events. This is the hockey layout. Really quickly, you can see the seats are all around it. This is the club and press level with the suites on this side. As you can see, it's a nice, big league feeling seating bowl. This is what it looks like. Again, the seat color is generic. It's not going to be yellow. Maybe it's yellow, but you guys get to have a say about what it's going to be. This is looking from the other side, looking at the suites. Here's the press box. Here's the suites. Here's the open concourse all around. This is we're experimenting with red. We're experimenting with red and blue, and we'll be experimenting a lot with different types of seats. This is the basketball court setup. So the Miracles could be here, or whoever, you could have tournaments. It sets up just like an NBA arena. Suites over here, club on this side. This is the main entrance. This is the open side. And there it is, set up in its basketball mode. And then this is the in-stage concert, the rock concert or other concert type of setup. Can accommodate anything that Toronto or Vancouver or New York or anything. Any act that can go there can go here. This is the stage backstage area here. This is where you would enter and you can access the floor. This is the light and sound booth on the floor. And this is what it looks like set up in a concert. And then we can do center stage as well for like WWE or other type of center stage events. I don't have a 3D of that. So I'd like to introduce Serge Martin, who is the construction manager and is going to talk more about the construction of the project.